All right, now let's get into the expedition tier features. These are the more advanced offline and off-grid mapping and navigation features. So let's step through that. Now, first and foremost, when you launch the app and you have zero cell phone connection, it is going to let you know. You'll get a dialog that says, hey, we're launching you in offline mode because you don't have any cell service. And to remind you, you will also get a flag in the upper left-hand corner for offline mode. That way, you'll be reminded when you see that certain features are not available to you. Now, some features absolutely do require a connection to cell service, like any of the community features where you need to be maybe responding to a community post or something of that nature. You can turn off offline mode manually, even if you don't have cell service. We want to give you the absolute control over whether or not you're online, but what you might find is that you will get unexpected results in the app. You might get a dialog box that says, hey, I just can't do that. Remember, you don't have very good cell phone service, and that's the reason. You can also turn off auto offline mode. So you don't have cell phone service, you launch the app, you automatically go into offline mode. You can turn that off if you would like. All right, now, the first thing you need when you're offline is you need map data. You need to be able to download maps for use offline, highly detailed maps so that you can still navigate. We try and make that as easy as possible. You can download maps in 3 ways. The first is, you know where you're traveling? Position the map there in that location. You can see this is quite a big area in the Sierras out here in California. Just position the map and click the download button. It's that easy. Like I said, we're trying to make it really easy. You know, part of the reason we developed the app is because we're frustrated with how difficult some of the apps are. You know, we're trying to make it easy. So, hey, put in a name that's going to make sense to you later and just hit the download button. And that is it. You're downloading a map. Now, you'll see these squares. These are areas that I've downloaded in the past. That's a 50 by 50 square mile area. That's what we download. If you need another section downloaded, you just reposition the map and download again. It's that easy. Now, we recommend you have Wi-Fi signal, or you're connected to Wi-Fi when you download these maps, because they can be quite large, 120 megabytes, 250 megabytes. We give you a lot of map detail so that you can navigate out there, so that you know exactly where the trail is. So be connected to at least a really good connection so you don't get timeouts and it doesn't take forever. All right. The second way that you can download a map is by going to a trail with a GPX track. There it is. You see that trail? And you go into the details by tapping on the card, and you just click that download map button. Now that's super useful, and it's very efficient, because the way we download the offline map when you're looking at trail details is we only download around the bounds of the trail plus 5 miles to give you a little bit of buffer. So we don't do that whole 50 by 50 mile square. We download just what's around the trail. So that's a very efficient way to do it. Now, the third and final way to download map data, it's notifying me my map download is complete. Now I'm connected to Wi-Fi, a good signal, and you saw how long that took, right? Okay, so go to the Events tab, click on an event, go to the Location tab, and you can download the map there if you're an Expedition tier member. Now that's really easy to do, right? So you see a rally point that you want to go to. Many of the rally points are off-grid, of course, so you just download the map detail from the Location tab. Now the other thing, if there are multiple waypoints on the map for that rally point, then when you hit the download button, it does the same thing it does with the trail, and that is to download just around the waypoint bounds plus 5 miles. So it's really efficient. All right. Now the next thing we're going to talk about is recording a track. All right. So you are off grid and you want to record a track. For those of you just getting started, GPX tracks are routes that are recorded in areas where there are no roads, right? So mapping and navigation software won't work there. And so you know where to go. Somebody has recorded a track. This is how you can record and save your own for the community or just for you if you save it as a private track. Again, really easy. When you're there at the trailhead, you just hit record track. You hit that plus button, you hit record track, and you'll start recording. That's it. Now, if you want some more detail, you just click on that counter and you'll come to the detailed screen. You can follow along your telemetry in real time if you want to do that to see your altitude and your speed. You can also copy your current location if you happen to want to save it or send it to somebody, and you can post a photo. Now, the stacked icon brings up a few options. The one I'm going to go through is pause recording. We're very efficient about how we record GPX tracks, and we don't drop a lot of points if you're stationary. However, there's something called satellite drift. And depending on the number of GPS satellites you happen to currently be connected to, Overland Bound 1 might think you're moving, and it might drop a point. If you're stopping for lunch, you know you're not moving, you can put it in pause mode, and that will be sure that no errant points are dropped on the map. You won't get, what you often see, which is like a little star around a location when you're stationary for a long time. To make sure you don't get any random points, you just hit pause and then you resume recording. Now, if you want to save the track, just hit save track, add in all the details, decide if you want to save it as public or private, and you can create. Now, Expedition tier members can record a track whether you're offline, off-grid, or not. It will work no matter what. If you save it while you're offline, then it will save it until you have cell service. It'll automatically detect when you have cell service, and then it will upload that map. Even if it's private, you want to upload that map. That way, you lose your phone, anything, God forbid, you lose your phone or anything happens to the data on your phone, you still have it because it's uploaded to our servers. All right? Okay. Now our adventure tier members can access the GPX tracks uploaded by other folks, but our expedition tier members might want to take GPX tracks and use them on a desktop software, some kind of advanced GIS mapping and navigation software for more advanced expeditions. And for that reason, we allow you guys to download the GPX track so you can use it in third-party software or share it with other folks. The way you do that is you go to a GPX file in Overland Bound 1. There's a good one. Go into the details and you'll see GPX share. You can email it to yourself or you can send it using any of your OS file sharing tools. It's really that easy. Now, if you do make changes to that GPX file, you clean it up, then you may want to re-import it into Overland Bound 1, and it's as easy as tapping the icon in your phone. Overland Bound 1 will launch, and you'll be able to import that as a new track. You can make it private if you'd like to. Okay. Now, the final thing to mention, I want to cover that 3-word navigation is available offline to communicate your location or receive a location. Now, as you know, if you have no cell phone service, search is not available in standard consumer mapping and navigation applications. Because you have no service, there's nothing to search. In the case of Overland Bound 1, even when you are offline and have no service, if you receive a 3-word location via SATCOM or via radio broadcast, ham radio, then if you type in those 3 words, even if you're offline, you'll be able to find that location with no cell phone service. That is a safety feature, but also a convenient way to share off-grid location. All right, you guys, that is about it. Now, we are available to you. There is a conversation that is ongoing with the community in the community section of the app. Go over there into the Overland Bound 1 section. Give us your feedback. We have support at overlandbound.com. But we release a new version of this app about every 2 weeks, so please do update often. We are moving rapidly with the feedback from the community. We're developing this together. I have the app out there as much as possible so that we're making it the best mapping and navigation adventure app out there for our community. All right, you guys, until next time, hey, outfit, explore, and I'll see you on the trail.